What's up, everybody? Adam Milstead here with Straight Yak, coming to you from my home. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing the brand new Native Titan X 12.5 Propel series, and this one in particular is in the Gray Goose. Now, this is the brand new boat to Native Watercraft. It came out late last year, and I had an opportunity to fish out of this thing already, and I just absolutely love it, and so I want to share it with you guys here today. For those of you who don't know, both me and Abby Ambadanza are part of the pro team at Native Watercraft, and so we were able to put our 2 cents in on the design of this thing, and so we're going to show you a little bit of the features here on this channel so you can decide if this is something that you want to go with in the future. So without further ado, let's just jump into this thing. Let's start taking a look at it, talk about the features, and then hey, if this is something you want, make sure you go check out your local Native Watercraft dealer or go to Fishing Online to get your Native Titan X 12.5. So let's jump into this here on Straight Yak'd. All right, guys, so getting into the specs of this Native Titan X Propel series, first things first, the length of the boat is actually 12.8 feet long instead of your normal 12.5, but then at the same time, it's 40 inches wide in the width of the hull, so it's a very stable boat. At the same time, it's fitted hull weight, which means right off the showroom floor, it's gonna weigh about roughly 130 pounds with a capacity to carry up to 500 pounds. This boat is ready to go if you want to get out there and fish recreationally, but also at the same time, this boat is ready to be rigged up for your tournament fishing. I can tell you one of the worst things whenever I got my brand new kayak was that I started drilling holes in it. And guess what? Here, you don't have to do that, and I'm going to show you why in a little bit. I'm going to bring sort of a first-person view so you can kind of see exactly what I'm talking about as far as the features of this boat and why you would probably want this thing, because man, you can customize this thing to your liking, and it's an incredible boat. So let's jump into this and check it out. All right, guys, here is a quick look at the Native Titan X. All right, so let's discuss this a little bit further here, guys, okay? So starting up here at the bow of the boat, you've got a very sturdy handle. This thing is, you know, not coming apart as opposed to the old Titans that had the foam handle. This thing, you can pick this thing up and carry it and have no problem whatsoever. Up front here, like I said, tournament ready. If you want a bow mounted motor, like a IX3 motor guide, these holes or screws, these are already inlaid for you, so you guys can go ahead and get the mounting bracket from Native Watercraft. It's an additional cost, but you can get the mounting bracket and then obviously slide your motor on and off and have no problems. Again, what I was talking about before is why this boat is incredible for tournament fishing and rigging up. See this right here? This is an opportunity to basically throw wires in this thing. So if you want your bow mounted trolling motor up front and you wanted to hide all the wires and everything like that, you would do it from this point here, and this here you could drill into it. This cover comes off. If there's ever a chance that you need to replace these, they have them as replacements at Native Watercraft. So if you screw up on the drilling process of this, you can go ahead and make it work. Okay, now getting a little bit further back, we've got an amazing little hatch here, and this is going to look a lot like the Slayer series of these boats. And in here you've got a tray. This tray here is just awesome. Obviously, you can see I got my tow rope. I've got some dude wipes. You always got to have them. Just some tools, just in case if I have on the water problems. Back here, I've got my scale and things like that. But also right here, this will fit a 100 amp hour battery. So you can put a battery in here, and then just as you can see down in here, you've got an ability to put your cords and lock them into place, lock your battery into place, just like that. Make your way back a little bit further, we've got gear tracks all over this place. And so this particular gear track right here and here. So Native Watercraft has designed a sort of a graph mount that you can put right here. And the cool thing about it is that this graph mount will fit dual graphs. So if you see a lot of guys out on the water in the front, they'll have a, you know, like their 10-inch graph on this side, another 10-inch graph on this side. One is maybe displaying the maps, another one's displaying, you know, side scan, down scan, whatever it may be. They have a mount you guys can pick up from Native Watercraft that will go into each one of these. Okay, so obviously a little bit further back we got the Propel Series Drive. You know, simple, same style that they had in the past, and it's just a great drive. The beautiful things about this is when you get it right out of the box, it comes pre-greased. And I haven't had to re-grease this thing in 2 years. Like, it's still butter smooth, so it's really a maintenance-free drive. Further back, of course, you still have your drive opening here, and getting into here, you got your rod tip protectors on either side. If you like to use them, you still have them available. You've got obviously scupper plugs, and the beautiful thing about it is the scupper plugs come with the boat. I know there's some companies out there that don't allow or don't sell their boats with scupper plugs. Here you've got two different areas on either side of the boat to possibly carry a 3700 Plano box. Okay, all you got to do is you put the box in there, you can strap this thing in just like that, and you are good to go. On top of that, guys, I want to show you a little bit. This is something that me and Abby had discussed about, because we really wanted a place, like if we're in a tournament and we're measuring fish on a catch board, we wanted a spot that you could put a catch board down flat instead of the normal, you know, angled up over the gunnel. So right here, what you're going to see is a spot to put your catch board, and I want you guys to see this firsthand. Let me just come into my, don't mind the mess. I'm going to find just a simple catch board here. So let's drop this down. So you've got that on just like that, and this is amazing because watch, guys, I take my catch board and I put it right there, and a normal 26-inch catch board fits flat. That is such a key development in tournament fishing, just having that ability. Now, what I didn't explain is that this boat too can also be pre-rigged up. They can just have this thing already tournament ready for you, which means that right here, if you can see these screws, those are already set in place for your foot control or rudder control mechanism that you would have to control a motor in the back. Okay, so it has already come ready to go. That is such a key feature, and they have their own version, which is like an angled foot pedal, which definitely makes a huge difference when you're out there for a really long time. So this is such an awesome feature. Again, you don't have to drill into your kayak, and you can run your cords all the way back. And in here is where you would put your line. This is where your line would come out of to control your motor. And so I haven't gotten that far to put my motor on just yet. I just wanted to show you the base model. All right, now we're going to discuss probably one of the biggest upgrades to this boat, and that is that guy right there, the seat. This is a 360 swivel seat. This thing, I had no idea how incredible a 360 swivel seat was until I fished out of it. Check this out. All the way around, no problems whatsoever. Super comfortable. Obviously, you guys can see I made this even more comfortable. I've almost fallen asleep in this seat. You know, I've got two kayak cushions already on there, obviously representing the river's edge as well as, you know, Native Watercraft. But that seat is out of this world. And for those who have paddled the older Native Titans, you had this sort of webbing this stitching here on the seat that wrapped around metal or aluminum poles, and it would always creak. And if you've heard that in some of my videos are sometimes atrocious because I'm moving around so much, that's all you hear is the creaking. This seat doesn't creak, especially if you're stalking smallmouth in a shallow water river. Man, that thing is super stealthy. You're not going to make any sounds out of this. Again, 360 swivel seat is insane. Love it, absolutely love it. All right, a little bit for, well, actually, let's continue with the seat. So also down here, again, they come already pre-set up with a tool tray. Obviously, you can tell I've got some tools in here. Well, that's a little Susky magic right there. Don't worry about that guy. Anyways, there's my phone. But yeah, such a great little spot. Sometimes I call these catch-alls because yeah, you do throw a lot of stuff, a lot of junk in there. But it's great to house your line, maybe a pack of whatever baits that are really working right now, you know, at that particular time. You can just keep them right there and keep them out of the way. And it locks into place, so it's not going to fall out either. So that is an awesome feature. All right, making our way up a little bit further, well, more towards the stern of the boat. Back here, this is a big, huge advantage, okay? If you are a Newport motor user, or if you are a bow-mounted IX3 user, this back here is another opportunity for you to put a 100 amp hour battery. And obviously I got some baits in here, so we're gonna take those guys out right now. If you don't have a 100 amp hour battery, these baits can fit in there just fine. But obviously, look at that, guys. You can strap your battery right down and have no issues whatsoever. And after you put that in, lock it down in place, it is completely out of sight, which is great. And it protects your battery. Now, get a little bit further back, you've got your tie down area for your box. This back here will fit a Yak'd sort of tackle box. You've got your Black Pack Pros from Yak Attack. All that will fit back here. And the beautiful thing about it, these things already come with the Yak Attack latches. And all you got to do is, like, when you put your box down in, you just bring this latch up, boom, lock it into place. And you don't have to worry about trying to configure your bungee cord and trying to make it work and make sure you have, you know, it secure enough. But that's a really cool feature. And then lastly, getting a little bit further back, another area where you can bring that wire out. So again here, if I wanted to secure or have my wires for, let's say, my Torpedo or something out of the way, I can put them in here. I could do a lot of other things back here. So another access to the hull, all right? And right here is just our steering column. It's raised a little bit because there was some issues where water would come up through and get inside these little guides for the cordage for the rudder. So now they've raised that up so you won't have that issue anymore. They all come pre-rigged with your drop-down rudders. Another little spot here, just sort of a catch-all, but also more access to the hull. Okay. And lastly, coming back here, again, more gear tracks. And you've got 3 spots to put whatever you want there, okay? So these holes are drilled out for your power poles, your Torpedos, your innovative Sportsman motor mounts, whatever it may be. These are all ready to go, ready to be put on. You don't have to drill into your kayak. And so that's a really awesome feature, something that they changed from their last model. All right. Now, one last thing, guys, I forgot to mention it because this is super important. For me personally, you know, and I know a lot of other people who use switch systems, switch power systems. This is where you would switch between your nav lights and your cockpit lights, you know, if you want to turn on your graphs or things like that. When you got your battery powered up, you have an opportunity to turn it all off using a switch system. And right here is another opportunity to put your wires mount whatever you want right to this thing. And guess what? Again, if you screw this up, just go ahead and go to Native Watercraft. They've got these things right here, these little caps for sale. But you take this off, guess what? You've got access inside the hull. Oh, and of course, you got your normal steering handle just like before, okay? So that is the base model of the Native Titan X 12.5 Propel Series from Native Watercraft. One last look. All right, guys, there you have it. That is the Native Titan X 12.5 Propel Series from Native Watercraft. This particular version is the Gray Goose color. It's one of my favorites. But again, guys, if you're a recreational fisherman, take this boat directly from the showroom floor, put it out on the water. You're gonna have a great experience. It's gonna be super stable. It's gonna be super maneuverable, at the same time, super comfortable. All the abilities that you would want in a kayak right off the showroom floor. And again, also, if you're a tournament fisherman like me, this thing is ready to be rigged up without having to drill into your brand new kayak, which is a huge advantage, guys. So if you're interested in checking out your very own Native Titan X, make sure you go to your local Native Watercraft dealer or go to Fishing Online. They have them available in stock right now. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you get out on the water and get yacked. Thanks for watching Straight Yacked.